Have you ever wondered what happens when nature unleashes its fury? Not just a passing shower, nor a gentle breeze, but the most violent, terrifying moments humanity has ever witnessed. From hurricanes tearing open the skies, to volcanic eruptions engulfing everything in their path, to colossal tsunamis swallowing entire cities, all serve as stark reminders of just how small we are before nature's boundless power. On September 8, 2012, two tornadoes unexpectedly swept through Queens and Brooklyn in New York City, USA. This event served as a stark reminder that even in places where tornadoes are rare, natural disasters can strike without warning, and people must always remain vigilant against nature's unpredictable power. A boulder sliding down from above created a truly frightening scene. Rains continue endlessly. The soil becomes saturated with water, loosening and losing its cohesion. That's when new fears emerge. Slopes that once seemed solid can collapse at any moment, triggering extremely dangerous and devastating landslides. Did you know that a single landslide is enough to level everything in its path from houses to vehicles? Its terrifying speed and force leave humans nearly powerless against nature. This is evidence of the massive landslide that struck National Highway 6 at Quehouse Slope, where floodwaters swept soil and rocks down like a waterfall, blocking the road and bringing traffic to a complete standstill. The opening scene shows a sudden earthquake shaking the 11th floor of a building in Shanghai. The structure trembled violently, as if everything was about to collapse. Fortunately, at that chaotic moment, no one was inside the building. The tense atmosphere created a mix of suspense and dread, as though everything could come crashing down in the blink of an eye. Inches another part of Shanghai, the ground was also shaking violently. This man even had to hold on tightly to his newly purchased TV, or else the force of the earthquake could have knocked it over and cost him his new set. Yet what happened next was even more terrifying than you could imagine. The water didn't just rise, it roared, unleashing a true flood, surging violently with no sign of stopping. It swept through every house, submerged entire streets, and tore away everything in its path, from belongings and vehicles to walls once thought unshakable. The whole village seemed to sink into a chaotic sea, where people could do nothing but flee in panic, helplessly watching as nature erased everything in the blink of an eye. But that was only the beginning of the disaster, as what seemed like ordinary rain suddenly turned into a violent hailstorm. A sudden shift in atmospheric temperatures froze water droplets into heavy ice chunks, which then plummeted straight to the ground. Some were as large as golf balls, pounding relentlessly, punching holes through metal roofs, shattering car windows, and turning once peaceful city streets into a chaotic battlefield in minutes. It wasn't just property that was destroyed, human lives were under constant threat with every passing second of that terrifying hailstorm. Now let's turn to Lake Charles, Louisiana, a city currently being battered by Category 4 Hurricane Laura, with furious winds and torrential rain. Amid the storm's wrath, a horrifying scene unfolded. A 20-story skyscraper, once towering over the city center, was suddenly brought down by the hurricane, shattering into thousands of fragments, the clearest testament to nature's destructive power. Tornadoes grew increasingly violent, accompanied by gusts of wind reaching up to 90 km/h, as if determined to rip apart everything in their path. The entire city seemed to be swallowed by the storm, with every sound and movement drowned in chaos. Before the eyes, only a thick, eerie fog remained, shrouding everything in sight and sending chills down the spine of anyone who witnessed it. And it didn't stop there. Within just minutes, the coastal area was swallowed by a sea of water. Towering waves, as high as buildings, crashed ashore, sweeping away cars, houses, and even steel power poles. Vehicles spun helplessly like toys, and sturdy structures were reduced to rubble in an instant. This is not just a disaster, but a haunting reminder that the ocean can wipe out everything in the blink of an eye. Against the force of nature, humanity is truly small and fragile. We've just witnessed moments when nature unleashed its terrifying and overwhelming power. What goes through your mind as you watch these events unfold? Every disaster is nature's reminder about the fragility of life. But that's only the beginning. Stay tuned for the next video. We promise it won't disappoint.